Hi all, I'm Austin's Animals, collecting all things furry. I haven't talked about plush toys enough on this channel. I have a large collection of plush toys. Seriously, they're like everywhere in every crevice and corner of the collection. And since we are about a month from Valentine's Day, a holiday traditionally about cuddling up, let's talk about some toys you can cuddle with. Some of these plush are really cool. Some are unique and others are just plain ugly. But they are a fascinating way to collect furry characters. I mean, what better way to collect furries than toys that are actually furry? So today, I thought I'd just talk about 5 different furry plush that you can get for your collections. These plush won't be in any particular order, and they're not going to be ranked on, comfiness and cuddly, because, let's be honest, the big Judy Hopps pillow would win. That's, the comfiest plush ever. No, these are just 5 neat plush interpretations of characters that you should have. Of course, they're not going to be as good as the best plush of all. Me. I'm soft and fuzzy. I'm the best plush, right? I figure 5 is just a nice even number and a good starting point, but I could make a bunch more of these videos to talk about lots of different plush. But hey, let's kick things off with everyone's favorite blue cartoon rat, Sonic the Hedgehog. So obviously there's been tons and tons of Sonic plush over the years, but this one here is my absolute favorite, and for a long time it was one of my holy grails of collecting. This is the Caltoy Sonic from the mid-1990s. He was released exclusively in North America, and is a really unique version of Sonic, because he's directly based off the TV show and not the video games. If you ever grew up with the Sonic the Hedgehog Saturday morning cartoon that starred the great Oracle Jaheel White as Sonic, then you know this design of Sonic, where his quills are not part of his head shape, but rather a hairpiece that's attached to the back of his head. Also, his distinct body and just rubber hose cartoon proportions are just so neat. This definitely takes the cake as one of the more unique Sonic plushes. The tag is really faded, but you can faintly see where it says Caltoy. I found this plush at a flea market, and I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Upon looking at the tag, it's just one of those moments where your dreams come true, and you realize you're holding something in your hand that you would never thought you would have in your life. I love this plush for its grail status alone. This is a really, really hard plush to find. I never thought I would have one, but lo and behold, I found it. But also, it's just a damn good plush. He's just so colorful and fun, and to me he serves as a reminder of why I go toy hunting so much. Never give up on your dreams, because you can find the stuff you're looking for. There are treasures out there, trust me. Plush number 2 is another video game favorite. It's Coco Bandicoot from the Crash Bandicoot franchise. This plush came out a few years back when they re-released the Crash games, but man, is this plush great. The colors are down. They're so, colorful and match the game perfectly. And that face, look at that Coco face. That is the best interpretation of Coco I've ever seen in a toy. It looks just like her. Now, being a plush, there's some limitations. The hair does not look perfect. It's not a ponytail exactly. And from some angles, this plush can look a little weird. But man, that face is amazing. Dare I say, the best Coco they've done in any form of merchandise. She's just so perfect. The outfit is also exact, the overalls from Crash Bandicoot 2, and it's just amazing. I like the little Crash Bandicoot tag with the logo. The design is nice and clean. It's not too complicated. There's just a design work to this plush that is so great. She almost looks like a vinyl doll, the way she's stylized, and that none of her limbs are really floppy and loose. The plush has this stiffness to it that makes her feel almost doll-like. For a plush that was sold at the video game aisle at Target, this is a really, really impressive collectible. I quite like this one. And even if you've never played Crash Bandicoot, she would make a half-decent stand-in for Patty the Fox. I really wish they got around to making the rest of the Crash Gang in this style. I would have loved, what's the pinstripe guy, the weasel-looking guy? They did make a Spyro, so maybe I'll have to pick that up. But anyways, moving past the Great Coco, and on to our next one. Yeah, it's an Ewok. You knew there was going to be an Ewok on this list, knowing me. There were a lot of really cute Ewok plush to choose from, but to me the most unique Ewok they've ever made is the Build-A-Bear Wicket from, I believe, 2013. Now, they made a regular Build-A-Bear Wicket, but this one is the Buddy one, the smaller size, and he just looks so odd. He's like an Anthro Ewok. They made him tall and lanky, and they gave him these proportions that you don't typically see on Ewoks. It's very bizarre, and I understand why some would find this a little freakish, like what, Wicket just grew up one day and became like a adult man, but there's a reason I like this plush and these odd proportions. For one, he's just cute. He's got a cute face, especially compared to a lot of the other Ewok plush, but I also think this plush may have been based on a comic book that came out in 2013 called The Shadows of Endor. This was a really cool Ewok comic that I want to talk about on the channel that was drawn by, I believe, a couple of furry artists that kind of anthropomorphized the Ewoks to have more furry designs. It was such a cool interpretation of the 80s cartoon, and I just really liked that comic. So to me, this plush, I kind of count it as an official piece of merchandise for that comic book. Also, he is just damn cute. Look at that face, how could you say no? Can you say no to any Ewok plush? They're all pretty great, let's be honest. Ewoks are adorable. They're little space mortal bears that defeat the Galactic Empire. What's not to love? Okay, moving on to our next plush. Yeah, Robin Hood, the hero of Nottingham. Okay, this guy, he's a furry icon, a furry classic. You know, if you're a furry, you have to have a plush of Robin Hood. Now, most people are going to have the Beanie Baby from the 1990s, but this is the real deal. This is the Disney Store Deluxe Robin Hood that was made for a little while in the 2000s. And boy, did they hit a home run with this plush. The face, the tunic, the fur, the colors. Everything about this is the ultimate Robin Hood. Sorry, Super 7. Look at that tail. That tail is huge. Like, they didn't cheap out on the tail. And most Robin Hood pieces of merchandise give him an itty-bitty sad tail. He needs to have a big manly tail. He's Robin Hood. And this plush really conveys the coolness of Robin Hood. If that's not all, dude's big. This is like an 18-inch plush. He's massive, and he can sit or stand. He is just awesome. A nice big Robin Hood doll. And they just got everything about it right. Like, everything. There is no flaws with this plush whatsoever. It is a near and perfect interpretation of the character. The tunic has a little bit of like, see that collar there? I think that collar, just due to time, lifts up. It's a pretty common problem with these plush secondhand. Same with the hat. The hat can lift up a little. But, you know, if you're good at sewing, you can fix those problems yourself. And I'm willing to overlook them because look at that head. I want to say head sculpt, but it's not really a sculpt. It's not a figure. But he looks figural. Like this. This is what you do with a plush character. This is what you do with a furry character. This is better than any action figure or doll of Robin Hood they've ever made. This is the best. If you like Robin Hood, if you like Disney, you need to have this guy. Now, he is unfortunately also pretty rare. I found him at a thrift store though. Never give up. Keep looking. Finally, Judy Hopps. I had to talk about one Judy Hopps plush here, but what is the best Judy Hopps? That is debatable, and I should do a video talking about all the different Judys, but this one here, of her in her formal outfit from the finale of the film, might just be my favorite plush in my entire collection. I truly love this plush. This plush definitely shows that the Disney Store really cared about delivering the best plush interpretations of their character, because like Robin Hood, like the tail, the ears, everything is high quality. They didn't cheap out anywhere, and she has that doll-like quality to her where she just looks so accurate. I mean, look at the face. That looks like Judy Hopps. That is exactly the, you know, sorrowful look she gives to Gideon in my favorite scene of the movie. The hat and the ears are fully detailed. despite being, towards the back of the plush. You'd think they could do the ears as like flat felt pieces, but they didn't. Even the hat, beautifully detailed. The carrot basket she's holding, her flannel, look how complex her flannel is. It's just amazing what they did with this plush, and they did it on a budget to where this is something that was sold at the Disney store for like $20. One of the last plushes they released before the chain went defunct, sadly. But wow, what a way to go out. Now, the carrot basket is falling off her hands. It's barely attached to her. That could be a major knock, but I think I might appreciate this plush more when the basket inevitably falls off her hands, and we can appreciate the beautiful handiwork they did in her. Now, I compared her with the original Judy Hopps plush, which is also a fine plush, really good plush of Judy Hopps, but the face on that one is not as good as this one. I know they're separated by 4 to 5 years, but look at the design work, how much better it got near the end. Man, I miss the Disney store, and I wish they still made plush because, wow, they did such great work. I mean, that original Judy still looks really good, but this former Judy, that might be the best Judy Hopps piece of merchandise, or at least the most accurate we ever get. And it captured her doing what is arguably one of the finest scenes of any Disney movie, when she confronts Gideon Fox and makes peace with him. It's just such a great plush. It reminds me of one of my favorite scenes from my favorite movies ever, and it's movie accurate. They really cared. They wanted to make something that not only could kids enjoy and play with, but collectors could appreciate. So, I said there's no ranking in this video, but I'll be honest, that Judy's my favorite. But I love all my plush. I can't be mean to all my plush. They're my babies. My little plush babies. Let me get all my plush here. Look at them all. Look at all my plush. I like collecting plush. They're fun though, because unlike action figures or statues, you don't have to be fragile with them. You can just knock them all over the place. Expensive whale plush. I could just send them flying. But yeah, that's all I have to say today. If you want me to talk about more plush, let me know. I could go on for a long time.